Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now here in my hands, the original collapsible stool from the company PNK Solutions. This, out of all of the products that I've reviewed on my channel, I probably use the most consistently in a number of locations. This stool is magnificent. You probably don't realize this, but in many of my videos, this has actually been instrumental in my ability to make the video. A place for me simply to sit down. This is one of these so basic things that is so awesome just to have when you need it. And in today's video, we're actually gonna look at PNK Solutions new versions. So here we do have a couple of new versions. These are their heavy duty stools. So brand new, these are the two newest models, and they actually have two versions and three colors at this point. But really cool. So PNK Solutions listening to their customers, adding to their lineup, and really responding to demand. And so what we're going to do in today's video, I'm going to go back and sort of revisit the original stools so you can see how they were made and how they've held up after months and months of use. We're going to look at the new versions. I'm going to talk to you about these so that if you are, and I should say when you are in a buying decision and trying to make that informed decision about which one of these to buy, because you should, you will have the information. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at PNK Solutions who did provide these products for review. Now, for me to start this video, it's going to be real simple. I'm just going to ask you some questions. Do you have children? Do you have children that play sports? Do you play an instrument? Do you sit around a fire with your friends? Are you ever anywhere, or have you ever been anywhere where you just needed a place to sit down, but it was nowhere? You were stuck sitting on the ground, or you had to stand up at length? Well, if you had just put your PNK Solutions stool in your vehicle, you would have been all set, because these can literally go pretty much anywhere, with the caveat being, if you watch my channel, you know I'm into the hiking, camping, and backpacking genre. I probably personally would not carry this deep into the mountains, with the exception being unless I had a lightweight load or I wasn't going too far. And then in the other case where I might use my Polk sled, if I have my Polk sled, I'm bringing one of these. These stools are freaking fantastic. I have to say, I really like this a lot. I've used it endless hours. And when I say endless, I mean, if you knew the amount of sports that my kids play right now, I have 3 kids, and each season they play 3 sports. So I'll go to 6 or 7 sporting events sometimes in a single weekend. That's a crazy amount of sitting around watching sports. And if it wasn't for these stools, I would have been completely smoked. And actually, this black one here, this has been my workhorse. And it is in absolutely fantastic condition considering the amount of really long seating excursions we have had together. This stool has been great. So the premise of these stools, and I'm just going to go through this real briefly. Basically, you put your fingers in here, you put your fingers in here, you pull them out, and when you pull them out, you twist. And when you twist, these little J hooks sort of lock into place at different heights. So if you want to see my original video, you can go back and check it out in detail. But that's pretty much how this works, and it is adjustable to different heights. When you need to collapse it, you literally pull just a little bit, spin it the opposite direction, and it closes. These work very consistently and very specifically with no problem at all. But what about the heavy duty versions? Well, here we have 2. So this one being in a solid color, so a greenish color with black. And this one here, well, a little bit different and pretty cool. I'm gonna save this as a little bit of a surprise for a little bit. Now, not only the green, they do also have this in black, but we're gonna look at the green one today. So as we get this out of the packaging, And in full disclosure, I have already been using this, so I've gained some impressions. I know how it's going to be, but the first thing we'll see, actually, as we look at these and compare them, a little bit different in overall size. Now, it's funny because the heavy duty one, a little slimmer in profile, pretty much because it doesn't have the pad on the top. You'll see they are pretty much identical in diameter. Now, another place where they change, you'll notice on the original just a couple little holes where you index and pinch. But now on the heavy duty version, this is wide open, a little easier to get your hands in there. I kind of wonder if some customers struggled just a little bit, but very simple, pull it out. Well, wait a minute. It won't open. How come? The original version has no way of really keeping this together. At times I would find if I went to leave somewhere and I wasn't careful, it would kind of pull open and it would be sitting on my back, leveraging the shoulder strap and just sort of falling open. Not often, but a couple times. So PNK Solutions now putting this little locking tab on there, so very straightforward, extremely simple. So as you see it here, just a little plastic tab that goes over the top and kind of holds it shut. But now if we open it up and getting this open again, getting my hands in there, pull it open, twist, and there you go. Boom. Sturdy. These can hold like 400 pounds. In fact, they say up to 440 pounds. Now, I have not tested that, nor do I intend to, and I don't have a real good and effective means for how I would do that. But if you look here, completely solid at this point around the outside. The original was nice and it's sturdy, but not quite as solid. So they've changed the design a little bit to sort of beef it up, and you can definitely feel it in how sturdy the material is. So not that this was flimsy at all, and it's got, you know, a little bit of flex, a little bit of give, but this one here, real stout. I mean, you can see that they've beefed up on the materials. Now that does a couple things. Obviously it makes it stronger, but it does make it a little more cumbersome to operate. Now, I've used this one enough times that I'm starting to break it in. You will find you do need to break this in. So now you'll see, there we go, got it shut. It's not quite as quick or quite as flexible. Getting it open, no problem, that works just fine. Getting it closed, there you go. So it'll get there, it's just, you need to like literally like twist it and get it to completely unlock so that as you're collapsing it, it goes down nice and smooth. But I do believe over time, this will definitely break in and get a little bit smoother. That's kind of how the originals were. I've just used them a lot. Now, the other thing I find about this heavy duty version, it's a little harder to find the intermediate heights. Now, again, as this continues to break in, it is getting there to the point where I can adjust this to shorter heights. That is an advantage to this type of stool. It is, and I'm not going to say infinitely adjustable, but practically infinitely adjustable for height. So if you have small children, you can size it to them. If you have taller adults, you can size it to them. Or depending on what type of task you're using this for, you can dial it in. I have found this to be amazing. Like, instead of me kneeling on the ground doing some of my fire prep, now at this point, I just put this part way down. I actually have my butt planted on something, yet I'm working down on the ground effectively. The idea that this is adjustable as much as it is has been wonderful. And I like the fact that if this is capable of holding weight, and not really condoning this as a safe activity, but you can definitely step on these if you're careful as a bit of a step stool. Now, you need to step straight down in the middle. You can't really torque it around. It has to be on good level ground, but you can do it. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm saying I've done it. And the fact that this one's a little more robust will definitely lean into that ability a little bit better. So this one here, As you can see in the green, it's a cool color. I do like it. I would personally prefer black, but I don't mind this at all. It's an interesting sort of tealish color green. And now they have added some reflective nature around the outside. So these threads inside here, just a little bit reflective. That's actually kind of nice. I do like it. The original did not have anything, just plain black webbing. This is a little stiffer maybe. Again, a little more robust, and you do have the ability to stash this entire thing away. So there's some Velcro here that as you undo the end of the Velcro, loosen this strap, you will see it basically goes around the outside of the stool. And as I work this into place and cinch it down, that's pretty much how this gets stowed away. So once I get that in place, taking this and Velcroing it across the front, that's your fully put away and stowed position. So this is how it would look inside your car. Nice and clean and tidy. Little grab handle, or if you pull this off, just undo this here, slide it over, and there's your shoulder strap. You can loosen it up as much as you need. So I find for me, I just almost never really stash this away. I pretty much just leave it like this, fling it over my shoulder, walk into, the kids' event, whatever it might be, pull this out, and then at that point, open it up, sit down, and boom. And you would be shocked at the amount of people that want to know where you got this stool. I have probably sold 20 to 25 of these through people who have asked me where to get them. You can get them right on Amazon.com. Very simple, quick and easy, prime shipping, have them in a couple of days. And literally the people that I've mentioned it to go on Amazon, on their app, on the phone that minute and buy it on the spot. That's how good these are. So again, I would highly recommend these, but we do have a second model to look at here. So this one, as you look at the outside, indicates that it's clear. Now again, I have taken a look at this and I've developed some thoughts. These do now come with a cool little carabiner for your attachment needs to a pack or to your equipment if you choose to carry this with you. But again, this one exactly the same, has that little locking mechanism on the outside as we open this up. Well, this is clear. This has a built-in LED light, which I at first was kind of like, gimmicky. No, hold on a minute. It's actually amazingly cool for a number of reasons, and you kind of got to use your imagination, but it makes sense. First off, on the inside here, there is a button. So inside, down here, this button, you press it, there you go. So a single press, now you have a nice, even glow of white light. That alone would have been cool enough just to be able to sit and have a little light beneath you. What if you need to read something? Maybe you're camping, you need to see a map. Maybe you're just trying to tie your shoes. Or if you're in a situation where you have this next to your sleep system, it just gives you a nice little glow. I think that's really cool. Operates off 2 AA batteries, very simple. Now again, another single press of the button. Well, here you can see it changes color. It goes from white to red to purple to blue. Now that tells me that there's a red LED and there's a blue LED, and when the red and the blue are kind of mixing, you see that purple color, and it fades between them. That's okay. I find it to be a little bit of a miss, and for the only reason that the other mode that they have here is blinking between the red and the blue. Now, this is very useful. This is awesome to signal on the side of the road. Imagine if you broke down and you really wanted to draw some attention. This is like putting a traffic cone that's blinking on the corner of your car to catch people's attention. I think this is brilliant. I think it's an incredible safety factor. So if you're gonna keep one of these in your car, this works out very, very well. So the plain white light version, I do like a lot. And this blinking version, I think is fantastic. But unfortunately for me, this mode here is a little bit of a miss because what is it really doing for you? Does it kind of look cool? Is it a neat little party favor? Maybe, but I'm not the needs the cool factor guy. I really just need the functionality. So if it was gonna do this, quite honestly, I'd just assume it go to solid red or solid blue or solid purple, and that's it. I don't need it to like change color. So I kind of wish you had those in-betweens, which would work a little better for me. Now, certainly this concept is fantastic. I love the idea. I think they could continue to build upon this. The other thing I would really like to see would be maybe an individual little array underneath here that would actually cast an even beam down towards the ground. So not only would you get a nice even glow with this white light, but you could actually probably get a couple of exposed LEDs sticking out that would make a nice glow out in front of you. That would be really amazing. So like I would have never thought to put lighting in your stool, and when I saw it, I was like, it's cool, but what is it? This is actually forward thinking, and if you take it to the nth degree, it's actually amazing. And so all in all, I do have to say I'm very happy with the heavy duty versions of these stools. I think they're gonna be great. I'm looking forward to putting them into good hard use. You already know, I love the originals. I mean, these are a game changer. So if you're in the market for a stool, or even if you didn't know you were, I'm telling you right now, my suggestion, go get one of these, use it, love it, find excuses to use it. People are gonna ask you about it. I think it's an enhancement. So to the people at PNK Solutions, nice job. And for the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, I have a number of videos and that channel's growing quick. So if you like Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check out Outer Limitless 2. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.